ඒකයි බය නැතුව මං කාටුනත් Nokia Android smartphone එකක්ම recommend කරන්නේ.
Chaired Tuesday intelligence coordination meetings, is that correct?
I do sit on the head, but it's pretty much conducted by the Secretary of Defense.
Were you involved in preparing the agenda?
No, I am just told that the meeting is going to be held on such and such a date. Secretary of Defense usually informs my secretary.
Were those meetings regularly held every Tuesday?
Up until the constitutional crisis, yes.
Did you attend most of the meetings?
Yes, I did. Yes.
You did. There was some matter of concern that was reported in the briefing. What was the kind of decisions you took?
Most of those issues, we decide to take it up at the Security Council, where the decision should be made.
What you have told us so far is that in the intelligence coordination meetings and at the National Security Council meetings, only discussions were with regard to what was happening in Kathankudi, where two factions clashed, and with regard to those who had gone to Syria and returned. And that there was no other issues discussed in relation to Islamic extremism.
The tensions between the communities were discussed, but a terrorist attack or a formation of a terrorist cell or group was not discussed.
With regard to radicalization, general radicalization that was happening with Kathankudi as a hub, we have heard evidence that several persons and organizations had also made representations. Did anyone make representations to you with regard to what was happening, feelings of hatred towards others and so on?
On a visit to Batiklo once, some of the Muslim members in that area came and spoke to me about how there are so many factions and there is a certain element of extremism, but not into the fact that again, whether there is
terrorist cell. Between 2018 March and 2018 October, was there any information that came either to the intelligence coordination meeting or to the National Security Council meetings that you attended with regard to the extremism was moving towards violent extremism?
It was after the incident in Mavanalla, it was discussed about how...
But Mavanalla was December 2018.
That's right. Talking about Muslim extremism after Digana, is it?
Yeah, after Digana, yeah.
From that time,
till October.
What we discussed was, as usual, about the factions. And
do you recall when you last attended the National Security Council meeting?
The last time I attended before the constitutional crisis was on the 7th of October.
Intelligence coordination meeting?
Right before the constitutional crisis, the Tuesday before the constitutional crisis.
After 16th of December, when the government again was sworn in, were you invited to National Security Council meetings before the Easter attacks?
No.
Did you ask the Defense Secretary as to why you were not being invited?
I spoke with the Defense Secretary. He informed saying that Security Council doesn't meet, that the President meets with the three forces commanders or the intelligence whenever he wants to, but Security Council per se didn't meet.
You were the Minister of State for Defense. The Minister of Defense was the President. Now, apart from asking the Defense Secretary, did you ask your Minister, the President?
No, I didn't. I believed at that time, because of the situation that arose after the constitutional crisis, that there was a certain amount of disagreement between the President and the government. I believe that was the case, that why I was not informed of these meetings.
How about the intelligence coordination meetings, those Tuesday meetings?
The Defense Secretary informed me, that was somewhere around March. He said, the next time I have the meeting, I shall call you. That
18th or 19th of March, there was a meeting of the intelligence coordination. Then there was another meeting, and then yet another meeting on the 9th of April at the Ministry of Defense, where you yourself are stationed. Other officials, if they had intelligence coordination meetings, would you not have known that it was happening and you had not been invited?
I would have got to know later on that it happened if the meeting was held. But from what I have been gazetted, intelligence, now the three forces come under me, so in the gazette it's clear what my institutions that I have to overlook.
You see that there has been a serious lapse in information, communication, sharing information.
Absolutely.
That has led to this situation?
Absolutely. I did feel that the intelligence services were working rather than together. They had their own autonomy as such. And of course, in the Defense Ministry also, the stability was a bit of a question mark. From 2015 to now, there has been 5 defense secretaries. So the stability in the Ministry of Defence is also questionable at the time.
මගේ විශ්වාසය මැක්සිස්